Welcome to Provo, Utah, where BYU has risen once again to national prominence and a top 10 ranking as it welcomes Boise State for a rivalry game at LaVell Edwards Stadium. Last season, BYU won 11 games for the first time since 2009 and was ranked as high as number 8 thanks to the heroics of Zach Wilson, who was drafted number 2 overall by the New York Jets. BYU 5-0 this season, with 3 wins against the Pac-12, and the Cougars are one of 4 teams in the country and have not trailed at all in a single game. And hi everybody, with Dusty Dvorak, I'm Dave Pasch. We'll check in with Tom Luganville on the field in a moment. It appears that BYU is back as a national power, and with the schedule that the Cougars have the rest of the way, if they win all their games somehow, they'll definitely be in the college football playoff conversation. What's interesting, Dusty, about them is they've played 3 different quarterbacks so far this year.
Speaks to the depth and maturity of this football team. Kalani Sitake told us yesterday this is the deepest team he's had since he's been at BYU. Solid on both sides of the football, and a team that is very well coached. They don't beat themselves. They don't make mistakes. And today, against Boise, they've got their starting quarterback back. Down to the field to Tom Luganville. Tom, we've got Jaren Hall back in the fold for this Cougars football team.
Yeah, Dusty, and really important because he doesn't just bring the experience as a passer, he gives them that athleticism back as a runner. And he told head coach Kalani Sitake, hey, listen, if you're going to play me, turn me loose. I want to run. I want to run the full complement of this offense. So expect BYU to be as dangerous as ever as it will be with on the game and through the air.
And we will see Jaren Hall here momentarily. Boise State won the toss and deferred. Sitake is 6th year, former player at BYU, revitalized this program. On the other side, talked about Sitake being a former player at BYU. Andy Avalos, former player at Boise State. His first year as a head coach, he was at Oregon the last couple of years as a defensive coordinator. But he's coached at Boise, played there, and now is running the show. Broncos, though, 2-3 coming in. Velasquez will kick off. Hobbs Nyberg is deep for BYU, along with Lopini Katoa. And it will be a touchback and come out to the 25. So Jaren Hall, a sophomore from Spanish Fork, Utah, started the first 3 games, but then suffered injured ribs, and he missed the last 2 contests, but said coaches did that he had a good week of practice. He's ready to go today.
He's been great for this football team so far. At least 2 touchdown passes in all 3 of his games. A true dual threat, brings something to this offense that none of the other quarterbacks have. Great to see him healthy and back on the field, and as Tom said, he's ready to cut it loose.
He will throw it on first down, has an open receiver, and a beautiful catch for a first down by Holker, just his 4th grab of the year, but it's a 23-yarder.
It's an outstanding adjustment in the air by Holker. Ball high up top, tight end got to climb the ladder. Good strong hands as he brings it in for a nice pickup on the opening play.
First down on the 48 of BYU. Here's Algier getting his first touch. Lowers the shoulder and knocked out of bounds. He's a big back at 225 pounds. Sophomore who is 9th in the country in rushing coming into today.
Physical, has patience with his outside zone stretch that you saw in that previous play, and their bolt burst through the hole. Really putting together an excellent start to the season for Tyler Algier.
Had 3 touchdowns last week in the win against Utah State. Picked up 4 yards on that last play, so 2nd down and 6. It's Algier again, huge running lane, first down and more. Taken down at the 38-yard line, but that's a 10-yard run for Algier.
Really good blocking off the left side. Left guard Clark Barrington, Blake Freeland, kick out here, gonna double down right here, and a big gaping hole opens up for Tyler Algier. Nice block down the field as well. Hau gets on the safety, Skinner. These wide receivers for BYU, excellent blocking on the perimeter and down the field to help spring some of these chunk runs.
They average 178 rushing yards per game. From the 38-yard line of Boise State, here's a swing pass out in space, and Pakua's got the first down inside the 25-yard line. Down to the 24. They're getting chunk plays every time they snap it. That one for 14.
It's the perimeter blocking, just an easy throw to the perimeter, and you're going to see Halker out in front, Isaac Rex out in front. Nice blocking and an easy first down for Nakua. What a start for this BYU offense.
BYU 5-0, one of 17 undefeated teams left in the country entering today. Second straight year that they're 5-0. Play action here. Hall setting up and dumps it off underneath. Catch is made at the 20 by Gunnar Romney. Scoots out of play. Close to the first down, but 2 yards short, pushed out by Ezekiel Noah, the middle linebacker for Boise State.
Missed tackle there on the corner by Damon Cole. Both starting corners out for Boise today. Markel Reed not playing today. Tyreek LaBeouf not either. So Boise having to get into their depth of their secondary for this football game. And you can see right there, missed tackle on the perimeter.
On 2nd and 3, Algier bounces it to the perimeter, then cuts it back and has a first down to the 9-yard line. Excellent opening drive. Let's see if Boise State can come up with a stop, force a field goal.
I'll tell you what, Dusty, there is no secret to this BYU run game. The question is, can you stop it? Zone right, zone left, stretch right, stretch left. That's it. The question is, can you handle their front? So far, nobody has this year.
And it's a veteran offensive line that has played a lot of football together. They are athletic, and they run this zone running scheme to a T.
So first down and 10 on the 14-yard line. Hall with time, and again dumps it off underneath. It's Pakua, and he was going to lose yardage, but was able to break the tackle attempt from Wimpy and get a yard.
Quality coverage down the field. Jaron Hall was looking into the end zone, well covered by the Broncos, and minimal gain there. Nice defense on first down for the Broncos.
Good patience, too, by Jaron Hall. Understanding where you are on the field. Don't force it into coverage in the red area. Take what the defense gives you and play the next down.
So officially no gain, 2nd and 10. Algier powers his way inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Scott Maclock on the tackle, but that's a gain of another 7 yards for Algier.
So physical when he lowers the shoulder, tough to bring down. And Tyler Algier, third manageable here. And a reminder, Jaron Hall, outstanding as a runner. You've yet to see him dial up his own number just yet. We were talking with the offensive coordinator, Aaron Roderick. He said they're going to pick their spots. See a third medium inside the red zone is one of those early places we see some of the athleticism from the quarterback.
There's some movement on the right side of the line for BYU and a penalty flag. Boy, this would be big if Boise State can get a stop after the Cougars went right down the field on them.
False start, number 52, offense. 5-yard penalty, remain third down.
It's a team, as you talked about, Dusty, at the top, does not beat itself. They have not turned it over, but twice this year haven't lost a fumble. They are rarely penalized, but that's a big 5 yards potentially. See what Roderick calls here on 3rd and 9.
Isaac Rex, big target up top.
That's where he's going, and the pass is offline, incomplete. No flag. Caleb Biggers in coverage. The official has his cap off, so perhaps Rex went out of bounds on his own. Let's see.
One of the best red zone targets in all of college football, Isaac Rex. A lot of pushing and shoving out there.
Rex cannot allow himself to get pushed that far to the sideline because you leave nowhere for Jaron Hall to throw the ball, Dusty.
Big stop there for Boise State. BYU just walked the ball down the field into the red zone. Nice job holding BYU to 3.
And Oldroyd puts it through from 30 yards, so BYU leads 3-0. 4.5-minute drive. But that penalty was very costly. BYU has scored first in every game. In fact, as we said earlier, they haven't trailed in this game or in this season. They've got wins over Arizona, Utah, Arizona State, which looks really good after rivaling Stanford last night. As we look at the games coming up later today, including Notre Dame at Virginia Tech, that'll be on ACC Network. Michigan-Nebraska on ABC following our game here.
Michigan-Nebraska game intrigues me, Dave. I think that's going to be a lively crowd there in Lincoln tonight. ABC primetime, one of the most passionate fan base in the country. It's going to be fun. How about this fan base? They're fired up about this football team here in Provo. You can feel the buzz, the energy in this city the last couple of days. A lot of excitement with BYU back on the national stage inside the AP top 10.
If Oklahoma pulls off the win after what happened earlier, you might join them at halftime for a little fun.
Tell you what, the student section was in here 2 hours before kick, all by themselves.
Cobbs is deep for Boise. But this will be a touchback, and so the Broncos will start on their 25-yard line. They have not been very good offensively, certainly not what we're used to. Boise State normally very dynamic offensively, but they've really struggled to run the ball. Now, their quarterback, Hank Bachmeier, if he doesn't get sacked, and some of that is his fault, some of it's his offensive line, but if he doesn't get sacked, he can spin it. He got 11 touchdowns, completion percentage near 70, 9th in the country in passing yards per game.
Hank Bachmeier is a baller. I mean, he's got some toughness to him, and as you mentioned, he's taken some serious hits this year. Some on him, some on his offensive line. One thing you know, a fierce competitor, you're going to always get his best.
They're without their starting running back, George Halani, so Cyrus Habibi-Likio will start the game and get the carry on first down. Not a bad start, 4 yards. They'll take that against that BYU defense.
You kind of referenced it. This offensive line to this point this year, they've really struggled. There's been no continuity. 4 different starting groups in the first 5 weeks of the season. They haven't run the ball successfully. They haven't protected. Big challenge for them here today.
They go empty set here on 2nd down and 6 for the true junior quarterback, Hank Bachmeier. His first start was at Florida State, and he won the game. Arm was hit there, and that pass fluttered. It's incomplete. Going for Octavius Evans.
Push right inside there in the middle. Caden Hawes. Really nice job. That interior push. Bachmeier not able to step into that throw.
6 sacks last week. They've had 4 different offensive line combinations through the first 5 games of the season. 3rd down and 6 here for Bachmeier. BYU brings 5. Bachmeier throws complete. An excellent job that time by Habibi-Likio to put his hand down and not go to the ground. To the 42-yard line for 13 yards. Jacob Robinson, true freshman, blew the tackle.
How about the contact balance here by Likio?
Prior to the snap, the previous play is under further review.
So they're going to look to see if the knee was down of Habibi-Likio as he was trying to get tackled by Robinson. Just something you and I were talking about before the game. At some point, you'd love to see this be just a situation where you challenge, unless it's a score or a turnover, because he's clearly not
even
down.
close.
So we're wasting all this time because every play can be reviewed in college football. His knee is on top of a player. Did his head hit the ground?
That's what I was looking for. Whenever he goes down, almost looked as if his helmet might have touched the ground.
Oh, his elbow.
Forearm, he is down.
Forearm. He is down. You're right.
So this is...
All right, so I take everything back I just said.
Good going, Dave.
Clearly. But you get my point. It just makes the games take 4.5 hours.
Looked like a hand, but that forearm hits the ground. I even think part of his helmet does. This is going to get overturned. This, my
After
friend,
further review, the receiver's elbow was down at the 30-yard line after the big play. It was 4th down on the 30-yard line.
The proper usage of review, as I know you would agree, Dave.
Yes, absolutely. Strike the record. And that's a big play because now they have to punt. So a 3-and-out for Boise State. And Joel Velasquez will have to punt it deep. Hobbs Nyberg, true freshman punt returner, waiting for it on his 25-yard line. Velasquez gets it away. That is a moonshot. Wow, that thing was up there forever, and the ball is muffed, but Nyberg falls on it at the 17-yard line. 55-yard punt.
Nice job, heads-up play by him. Jumping on the football could have been somewhat disastrous. You've already put the jinx on a partner, referencing the fact that they haven't fumbled yet, so haven't lost a fumble so far this season.
Dusty, I'll tell you what, too, it's kind of indicative of their season, right? They're not giving the ball to the other team. They've had a bounce here, they've had a bounce there, and it's exactly what we just saw right there.
So BYU takes over inside its 20-yard line with a 3-0 lead. On that first possession, Tyler Algier rushed for 22 yards. Jaron Hall was 4 or 5 passing. He'll throw it here, and he's taking a shot downfield with single coverage, and it's called in with one arm. Puka Nacua with the catch. All the way to the 47 for 38 yards.
Wow, what a play here by Nacua. Outside release, hand finding the whole way. Uses that left arm to get a little bit of separation, and he brings it in. So I use that right arm for a little separation. Doesn't even need the right as he hauls it in with one. These BYU receivers have made countless big-time catches down the field so far this season. There's another one for Nacua.
Hall setting up after play action. Another deep ball going for Romney, and it's knocked away. But a flag is down. Damon Cole and Caleb Biggers on the coverage. Romney shaken up. Was it interference, or are we going to have targeting on Damon Cole? Or Biggers?
Pass interference, number 24, defense. 15 yards from previous spot, automatic first down.
Pass interference, huh? What do you think?
Bad call, guys.
I didn't like that. I thought Cole was in good position. I mean, kind of gets there right as the ball gets there. I look like good coverage to me.
I'm with you. That's not much.
That's a terrible call.
Cole shaken up, and they're already down 2 corners.
They're testing these corners here early, clearly. You see recognition from Aaron Roderick.
Here's Algier on 1st and 10. Ton of running room. Pushed out of bounds inside the 25-yard line by Biggers. Another big gain. Pickup of 7.
One thing watching the tape of this BYU offense, when they run this outside zone, that you're going to see over and over throughout the day, they do such a good job getting to the second level, comboing up and getting attached onto those linebackers to really help spring some of these runs. Nice job off the left side there by this BYU offensive line.
So 2nd down and 2. BYU making it look easy right now. Hall with time to throw again. Chris Jackson makes the catch, and after he breaks a tackle, he's able to get the first down at the 21.
Good protection there. They brought a corner blitz. Picked up very well by BYU. Jaron Hall with all day to sit back there, survey the field. Nothing's open down the field. Once again, very smart play by the quarterback. Just checks it down to his outlet and picks up enough to move the chains.
And you got Kaniho in the game at cornerback, so a guy that doesn't play a ton, but because we just saw Damon Cole lead, he's out there. First down. Algier looking for a running lane inside the 15-yard line.
Guys, I think Gunnar Romney was shaken up on that pass interference call. He hasn't come back in the game yet. A huge target, a red zone target in the passing game. Got to keep an eye on 18.
No question. He's a big piece of what they do down the field. Physical, good speed. Another one of those receivers that really made some nice plays down the field. Hopefully he's healthy and able to return.
So 2nd and 4. Play fake. Hall with time again. Floats it into the end zone. And oh, what a catch for a touchdown by Samson Nacua. My goodness. Just ripped it away from the defender.
mean, it's actually pretty good coverage down the field. I mean, really, and when he first threw this ball, I thought, oh man, Jaron Hall could be in trouble. But Samson Nakua says, I'm bigger, I'm gonna go up and get it, and I'm gonna bring in this touchdown. Nice strength and body control to step in front of the defender and bring in that touchdown.
And again, Kaniho was the corner. They're down to their 5th cornerback right now. Point after makes it 10-0. And boy, if Boise State does not figure out a way to get a stop defensively, this could be a long afternoon in Provo. It's all BYU early on, 10-0. It's here just a few days away. The NHL on ESPN. Meanwhile, here in Provo, it's all BYU. Samson Nakua with a touchdown catch to make it 10-0 Cougars. Going to be moving over to ABC here shortly once Oklahoma and Texas are done, and that game is almost finished. The second left, and Oklahoma's up 7. Just scored on a direct snap. Good job on special teams. No shot whatsoever to get it past the 20-yard line as Jacob Bourne made the special team stop on Cobbs, and Cobbs a little slow to get up.
It's early, but this feels like an important drive. Boise State needs to get something going. Hank Bachmeier get something established. We have yet to see them go to Khalil Shakir, top receiver. Need to try to generate some offense, get a little bit of momentum on their side, and more importantly, give their defense some rest. They've been on the field quite a bit here early in this game.
Bachmeier with time, and it's caught out at the 25-yard line by Davis Cutter, whose dad, Dirk, was a head coach here at Boise. Coached Arizona State and then in the NFL as well. Gain of 8 on first down. Abibi Likio finds some room. And the first down for Boise State.
This piece of running there by Abibi Likio. Not much there. Patient, jump cut, picks his way, finds enough. And a nice first down to move the chains.
Boise State, 1st and 10 on its 29-yard line. Abibi Likio cut down at the point of attack by Chaz Ayu, a guy that is a safety, but they also play at linebacker. They compare him to Fred Warner, the outstanding linebacker for the 49ers, who also played at BYU.
Love Ayu's versatility. Safety, linebacker, they move him all over. Kind of a jack of all trades, can do it all, an excellent tackler for this defense.
Bachmeier, nice throw that time. Close to a first down as Abibi Likio right at the line to gain at the 39. Ben Bywater with the spin down, but it is a first down.
Nice find there by Hank Bachmeier. Hits his running back out of the backfield, get it matched up on a linebacker, pass out in front.
Now we get a little up tempo as they finally get something going offensively. Straight ahead, Abibi Likio for about 4 yards.
It's a way to help your offensive line out. The faster you go, don't allow the defense to fully get set, get them on their heels a little bit, can help that offensive line get some push at the point of attack.
Pressure on Bachmeier, and he keeps it here, picking up the first down, diving into BYU territory. Bachmeier, a good athlete.
Nice job, moves to his right, the pump fake, throws, Chaz Ayu, and allowed Bachmeier enough room to get the first.
Gain of 9 on the play. Abibi Likio with running room off that left side, goes up in the air and gets the first down, a gain of 12 down to the 34-yard line. Abibi Likio calling for a substitution.
It's a really good job. Nice piece of pulling by 66 Ben Dooley. Gets out to the second level and buries Morgan Piper to help pave the lane for a BB Licchio.
And we got a timeout here. BYU can't get lined up defensively. Trying to figure out the substitution. It's a nice response here by Boise State, but you gotta get points here. I'm with you. Like it's early, but it feels like a huge drive and almost a must-score situation to get something here, just given how good BYU has looked offensively.
Good response. What I like is a nice mix of run and pass, establishing a little bit of line of scrimmage, getting the rushing attack going, something that's been a real struggle for this Boise offense to this point.
Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Arby's. A beautiful scene here in Provo with the crowd packed stadium here, LaVell Edwards Stadium. At the base of the Wasatch Mountains with the clouds coming down and covering the field. 10-0 BYU lead. Just an incredible finish in Dallas. I'd be lying if I said my partner, former Sooner Dusty Dvorak, didn't have a little smile on his face after watching Kennedy Brooks make a house call with 3 seconds to go to win it for OU. Boise State with its best drive so far. Andrew Van Buren gets about 4 yards on that play. So here's how we got to 10-0. BYU dominating offensively with Jaron Hall, who started the first few games but missed the last 2 due to injury. He's back. They have a terrific tailback in Tyler Algier. Boise State made a stop, though. They had to settle for 3, but then a touchdown pass by Hall to Samson Nakua to make it 10-0.
Good response here so far by Boise State. Have moved the football right down the field. And watch Hank Bachmeier go to work.
They pass Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville. Here in Provo, flags are down.
False start, number 77 offense. 5-yard penalty, Maine, second down.
It's Uzo Osuji, the right tackle. They've had to move guys all over the place because of injuries and guys not being productive. They've had 4 different offensive line combinations in 5 games. That's a big reason why they're 2-3. BYU is 5-0, hasn't even trailed in a game this season, and the Cougars are ranked number 10 in the country, playing a difficult schedule. They got 3 wins over the Pac-12 so far this season. On 2nd and 12, Hank Bachmeier's pass looked like it was tipped at the line, and it's incomplete. He's going for Hopper. Couldn't see who got the deflection.
This big 95, Caden Hawes in the middle. We've seen him with good push. Slows his rush down, gets that right hand up. Nice job by the big defensive tackle.
They're down at 12. Bachmeier. And coming across the middle, make the catch and get a first down is Octavius Evans, his 19th catch of the season. That's a big pickup. Boise State with an opportunity now to go up tempo again.
Huge 3rd down conversion, just a shallow crosser, and Octavius Evans showing his speed, running right from the defense and converting on that 3rd down.
11th play of the drive. Here's Van Buren tackled from behind. Tyler Batty, a true freshman, with the takedown. No gain, maybe a loss of 1.
Well, he's unblocked off the backside, and you're going to see him really do a nice job closing on the football and getting Van Buren on the ground.
That's Van Buren motioning to the top of your screen. Here's a wide receiver screen to Cobbs. BYU's all over it. And the ball came out. Recovered by Boise, though. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Cobbs got it back. 3rd down and long coming up.
This is Peyton Wilgar at his best. I think he's the best defender BYU has. Working in the middle, reads the screen perfectly, and he shows up with a big hit on Cobbs.
BYU does have 10 takeaways, Dusty. That's their 5th best in the country in turnover margin. They make plays defensively, and they don't turn it over on the offensive end.
We have not called Khalil Shakir's name yet. a real weapon for this Broncos offense.
He's not only their best player, he's one of the best receivers in the country. He's been shut out so far, and a timeout here with the play clock at 1.
College football on ABC is presented by Arby's. We have the meats.
It's homecoming here in Provo at BYU. The Cougars 5-0, one of 17 unbeaten teams left in the country. They lead Boise State 10-0. And you look at the last 2 years for BYU, they're back as a national power. 11 wins a year ago. The heroics of Zach Wilson on full display led him to be the #2 pick in the draft by the Jets. And during this 5-0 start, 3 wins over Pac-12 teams, including Arizona State, which looks like a contender in the Pac-12. They're at Baylor next week. It's a very difficult schedule for Kalani Sitake, and this is a rivalry game here with Boise, facing a 3rd and 11. The Broncos at the 24 of BYU. Quarterback Hank Bachmeier from the pocket with time. Long throw off the mark, going for Evans. It's 4th down. Boise State will have to settle for a field goal try.
Ball just got away from Hank Bachmeier. Good protection, wasn't rushed, stepped into the throw, and the ball just sails very wide of his intended target, Evans. And this drive comes up a little bit empty after such a promising start.
That's Andy Avalos, the head coach there with the sunglasses to the left of Hank Bachmeier. If you're just joining us now, he's in his first year as the head coach. They're 2-3. It's the first time since 2001. He was a player. Dan Hawkins' first year as the head coach. Now they ended up beating a top 10 team that year. Will it happen again today? They get 3 points here on the field goal by Jonah Dalmas, a 41-yarder. 10-3 BYU. Thanks for going back to that. Time now for the All-State Playoff Predictor as we see what BYU's resume compares to Cincinnati's when it is regarding the college football playoff. Both teams 5-0. Cincinnati throttled Temple last night. They had the win over Notre Dame, which obviously everybody's talking about. Percentage to win out 2.7, but that's the schedule of Baylor, Washington State on the road, USC on the road, Virginia here, Boise State here. It's a difficult schedule if BYU is in a conference. Starting to rain here. The sun was out a little while ago, but now it's raining here in Provo. Touchback, and BYU will start this drive on the 25. So Jaron Hall, 7 of 8 passing so far, and a touchdown in this game. First black starting quarterback in BYU history back in 2019. Played baseball, was an outfielder, and replaces Zach Wilson this year as the starter. Started the first 3 games. He and his wife, baby Jada May, in July. Was hurt the last couple games, rib injury. They're saying it was to the point where it was affecting his throwing motion, but so far so good here. Not only does he look good throwing it, Boise State hasn't even touched him yet. Time to throw here, and that ball really sailed on Jaron Hall. You could see as soon as it left his hand, and you wonder if the rain factor there.
It's coming down, Dusty. I think it was. I think both quarterbacks are going to struggle with this. I mean, it's really starting to come down now, and if they don't cover the ball up prior to the snap, you're going to continue to see that.
No question, Tommy. He looked down at his hand immediately after throwing that football. You could tell he didn't have a firm grip. Rain already setting in, playing a role.
Those clouds descending on the stadium, now covering part of the stadium. Here's Katoa, beautiful moves past the 30-yard line and out to the 32. Finally tackled by Noah, but that's again way too much. Boise State giving up 7 yards of pop against the run.
It's good patience there by Katoa, and he sees the cutback last second, makes a couple of Bronco defenders miss. Now you're in 3rd and extremely manageable. Well done by the junior running back.
That's Katoa in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to Algier, trying to get the edge, and he's got the first down before he's gang tackled. Tyler Algier, outstanding sophomore from California. 9th in the country in rushing coming into today. Saw Sheen Irwin lose his helmet.
Yeah, he's one of our impact players. You know, he's just really stepped up. Last year, over 1,000 yards rushing, and this year he's picked up right where he left off. You got to love his story. Former walk-on, played some linebacker a couple of years ago, but has found his home at running back. And then on the other side, Scott Matlock, really the heart and soul of the defensive line for Boise State.
Here's Katoa, and knocked down after a short game. There is Matlock dragging him down. That'll be the end of the first quarter here in Provo. So BYU puts up 146 yards in the opening quarter. But it's only a 10-3 lead here at home against Boise State. These teams have met every year. Since 2012, it's become a big rivalry game. And BYU with the early lead. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to ESPN College Football presented by Arby's. Again, just an incredibly gorgeous setup here in Provo based on where the stadium is in relation to the Wasatch Mountain Range. Rain's starting to come down now, and it's been a factor in the passing game, and it is again. That one was off the mark, intended for Pa'u. We've seen two high throws from Jaron Hall, and now BYU leading 10-3 faces a 3rd and 10.
A high behind his intended target. You referenced it. Just a gorgeous picturesque scene here in Provo, Utah. Absolutely beautiful. Haven't seen Jaron Hall run the football yet. I wonder if there's nothing down the field. Such a talented runner. Could we see him utilize some of that athleticism?
And Poop. Nice job defensively that time. Pa'u brought down for a loss. It's Kaniho again. So they're down to their 5th corner because of injuries, and Kaniho is that 5th guy. Makes a nice play, though, here.
How about this? Fights through the block of Gunnar Rom, who's an excellent blocker, and gets down Pa'u, who's a very tough physical runner. Outstanding individual play by Kaniho. Big-time stop for this Boise defense.
You have Tyreek LaBeouf and Markel Reed. They're two starters who did not suit up for this game. And then Damon Cole started the game. He got hurt, so Kaniho's in there along with Caleb Biggers as the two corners. True freshman punter and Ryan Rico. And it's picked up on the 20-yard line by Shakir. And he's run out of play, shy of the 30. Let's check in with Tom on the field.
Yeah, guys, starting to come down with the rain a little bit. We're seeing Jaron Hall struggling throwing a wet football. And really what you got to do is you got to become a finger thrower. You're going to want to have space right under there, but what you don't want to do is squeeze with your palm. And you have a tendency as a quarterback with a wet ball to want to squeeze it because you want to control it. You got to exactly do the opposite of that, and you've really got to squeeze it with your fingers, keep your palm away from it, and just unleash it. If you're trying to aim it, if you're trying to control it with your palm, it's going to go high, and you're not going to be accurate.
Outstanding explanation, Tommy. Be a finger thrower today. Let's see if Hank Bachmeier does just that.
I don't know, Dusty's salivating anytime he sees any sort of quarterback with a football in his hands.
Ready to take you down, Tommy. Be careful down there.
Dusty's still jacked after that Oklahoma-Texas finish.
It was a big win. What are you going to do?
Incredible. One of the best OU-Texas games, and you would know having played in 4 of them. Ooh, good job on first down by Habibi Likio, breaking tackles. He's in for another injured player, George Halani, the starting tailback, and Habibi Likio, Oregon transfer, picks up about 8 yards.
Good physical run right there. Lowers the shoulder, runs right through Morgan Piper on his way to a nice pickup. This is as good as I've seen Boise run the football pretty much all year. Doing a nice job at the point of attack, getting good positive yardage here early. Such an efficiency and such a problem to this point in the season for this offense.
They'll go to Habibi Likio again, and he's close to a first down at the 39. All right, so you played in 4 Red River rivalry games. How does that one compare that you just watched?
Oh, I mean, that's unbelievable. Oklahoma down 21 in the first quarter, fights their way back. You know, Spencer Rattler got benched in that. Caleb Williams becomes the star. I did play in the Superman game 20 years ago with 7-3 with 2 minutes to play, but that's a pretty good one that we just saw take place right before this game. Tough to beat that. That's on the heels of a 4 overtime game a season ago.
Right, just amazing. It's what's separates college football in terms of just the fan interest and the intensity. Those rivalry games. Habibi Likio dives forward for about 3 or 4.
Hey guys, Dusty, take a look at the offensive line here for Boise State. Look at Jake Stetz, number 68.
Yep.
They've had trouble in their offensive line all season long, and the crowd's pretty loud down here. BYU's starting to get a beat on the snap. Watch 68. He's going to look back at Hank Bachmeier. All right. Then he's going to tap 75. All right, you're going to see him do it right here. Now watch the BYU guys start watching the football, because the moment he taps him, all right, to deal with the crowd, the ball snaps.
Out of the pistol, the ball's on the ground, scooped up by Habibi Likio, and he gets positive yardage. That could have been disastrous. Instead, it's a gain of about 2 or 3 before Mahe and Tule on the tackle.
Nice pickup there, Tom, and you're exactly right. If you're picking that up, BYU will too. That's part of the home field advantage, right, with this crowd. That's a bad sign, though, for Farah. They had all kinds of snap issues a week ago. There, another one on 2nd down.
There he goes again. If you're a D tackle, Dusty, you know you're loving this. It's just telling you when the ball's going to get snapped.
Teeing off on that every time.
Out of empty, Bachmeier has Habibi Likio for a 1st down. It's planted on the sideline at the 47, but that's an excellent job by Bachmeier to get rid of that ball and complete it.
Yeah, Max Tooley late in the coverage to get outside into the flats. Well done by Bachmeier, identifying his open running back, lined up in the slot, and move the chains once again.
Go back to Habibi Likio on the ground. Brought down after a gain of about 2 or 3. Boise State lost by 1 against Oklahoma State. Blew a big lead against UCF. It's a big reason why they're 2-3 for the first time in 20 years. Last time they were 2-4. Got to go back to 1997, just their 2nd year as a Division I program.
And Andy Avalos told us that is not the standard at Boise State. And he said this was the best week of practice they had all season. He expected a response from his team here in this rivalry game.
They lost to Nevada last week. Haven't lost consecutive games in the same season in 5 years. Habibi Likio, a gain of 2 or 3. Out to Nisa Mahe with the stop. It'll bring up 3rd down. We're going to bring Habibi Likio to the bench and bring in Van Buren. 11 carries already for Habibi Likio, and already 61 rushing yards, close to their season average.
It was a big point of emphasis coming into this game, establishing the line of scrimmage and getting back to what Boise does, running the football, and they find themselves here in a 3rd manageable situation.
Pressure up the middle. Bachmeier going deep. Knocked away, incomplete. Caleb Hayes with an excellent play. Octavius Evans, the intended target, 4th down.
A little surprised to see the shot taken right there, but how about the outstanding position on the football by the corner, Caleb Hayes, and he gets that left hand in there at the last moment for the pass breakup. Extremely well covered down the field as Bachmeier trying to take a shot to Octavius Evans.
So they will punt it here on 4th down and 4. Velasquez, again with that incredible hang time. It's probably one of the big reasons they decided to punt it instead of going for it. Gets it way up in the air, and all Nyberg can do is signal for the fair catch. Back to Provo in a moment.
Time now for our AT&T 5G studio update to Kinnick Stadium. And how about a 9-play, 75-yard drive? Penn State, Noah Kane going in for the score. 7-3 right now. Nittany Lions back to Dave and the Happy Sooner.
That would be Dusty Dvorak. Tom Luganville down on the field. BYU backed up inside its 10. After that touchdown to make it 10-0, BYU has run 6 plays and has only 10 yards. And Hall with a completion to Holker, his 2nd catch. He had 3 all season coming in, and it's a gain of about 6. Let's take a look at this week's AP rankings brought to you by Capital One. So you got the top 10 matchup in the Big Ten. You got Michigan ranked 9th on the road tonight. Ohio State throttles Maryland, and Oklahoma with, we would imagine, a change of quarterback going forward. Big win over Texas.
No doubt. Last week, 4 top 10 teams lose. Oklahoma was on the ropes early. BYU here at home in this rivalry matchup. Been a fun, wild year in college football, Dave.
Algier brought down a yard short of the line to gain. And that's why, you know, we talk a lot about, can a team from a non-power 5 school make the college football playoff? If it's going to happen, it feels like this is the year because of what you just said, all the upsets and the schedules that Cincinnati and BYU have, as we talked about earlier.
Feels like the top 2 teams we feel good about, Alabama, Georgia. After that, it's as wide open as I can remember as we get into October in the college football season. So I'm completely with you. Cincinnati, BYU, very much in the conversation, and they should be for college football playoff consideration.
Meanwhile, BYU has had to call a timeout. That's the second one that they burned here, and we're midway through the second quarter. Tomorrow on Sunday, NFL Countdown, catch one-on-one interviews with both Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. Plus, Randy ranks the week's best catches, and you got Mossed. Kick off your Sundays with Countdown at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Monday Night Football will be in Baltimore for the Ravens and Colts to close out Week 5. We'll kick it off with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern, the game at 8 on ESPN, the ESPN Deportes, as well as the app. And Lamar Jackson, what he's done so far, he has more total offense than 12 teams.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. He has been electric since getting into the National Football League. Back to that Randy Moss. You got Moss, the Nakua brothers, making a statement here early for some time on that. A couple of nice catches and a Moss moment for Sampson. A touchdown grab earlier in the first quarter.
And that's the difference in the game. 3rd down and 1 here for BYU from its 19-yard line. And it was Pa'u that took the snap and gets the first down to the 20-yard line.
A little imagination, creativity. Pa'u,
great play call.
Motion. Stops right behind the center. A little quarterback sneak on 3rd and short. Nice job driving his legs. Nothing there. Not much there initially, but forward push. Move the chains.
Play action here for Hall. Setting up. Looking deep. Going for Nakua, but incomplete. Tyreek Jones, a safety in coverage that time. He's got a couple picks on the year. 2nd and 10.
Seen a lot of hard play action here early with shots down the field. We've referenced it several times, but this Boise State secondary, short man with both starting cornerbacks out, and Jaron Hall continues to try to take advantage. That pass clearly too far to the right, out in front of his intended target.
They'll give it to Algier on 2nd down. Not much. Pinballs forward and lost the ball. It's recovered by Boise State at the 24-yard line. And it's Scott Matlock who comes up with a fumble recovery. Their first lost fumble of the season.
Canijo's going to get there initially. And then it looks like, trying to see from the backside, somebody comes in and punches, uses that right hand and punches it out. Yeah, absolutely.
Isaiah Banya.
Isaiah Banya. Man, he popped on the film. Watch it come with that right hand. Boom! Bangs it out and knocks that loose. That is a takeaway. That is the Boise State defense. That's how you coach it up. Initial defender stands up the runner. Second guy in, knocks it out. Huge play for this defense.
And we said for Boise State to win, at some point, BYU's going to have to turn it over. The Cougars finally do it. Their first lost fumble. Habibi Likio down to the 19. 4 or 5 yards before he's brought down by Ben Bywater.
It's just the movement in the hole right at the point of attack. I haven't seen this watching Boise so far on tape. Physical at the line of scrimmage here early in this game.
2nd down and 5. True junior quarterback Hank Bachmeier, 13-5 as a starter, missed 8 games in 2 years with a couple of injuries and some games lost due to COVID-19 a year ago. He's very talented, beat Florida State in his first career start on the road 2 years ago. Bachmeier will throw it here. Habibi Likio with a catch and a first down. Close to the 10-yard line. Max Tooley on the tackle, but a fresh set of downs just outside the 10.
Really soft zone coverage as the linebacker set way deep on that. A nice find by Bachmeier with his running back underneath. Easy pitch and catch and a nice first down.
They go empty. Bachmeier 7 of 11 passing, 46 yards. They can still get a first down before the end zone. Play clock at 10. Plenty of time as Bachmeier changes some things up. High snap. Bachmeier's got it. Facing pressure. And Bachmeier gets rid of it at the last second to avoid a sack and taking a loss of about 5 or 6. So a smart play there to throw it and get it out of play.
Yeah, Habibi Likio has been outstanding so far for Boise State. They're without their starter, George Halani, and it's been no problem. 4 has been the go-to man, both running it from the backfield and several nice catches as well. Been a nice outlet so far for Hank Bachmeier.
And they came in 127th in the country in rushing. Here's Habibi Likio again on the cutback and into the end zone for the touchdown. Right on cue at the big run. The Oregon transfer from 11 yards out, and Boise can tie the game. They take advantage of the Algier fumble. Dalmas on for the point after to tie it. And we are all even at 10.
Well, the defense set the stage. A huge punch out by the defense by Banya. Bam! Knocks it out, the old peanut punch. And what do you do with the turnover? You cash it in. Good physical piece of running. Boise ties it up.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is a proud sponsor of ESPN College Football. One of the best scenes in college football. The fans here are nuts. They love their BYU football. You got the great setup here in Provo. And we got a tie game, 10-10, with Tim Plow calling plays for Boise State. This is a very young staff. Andy Avalos, 39 years old. The D coordinator is 32 years old. Plow is 36. He told us yesterday he has a photographic memory. And it's one of the reasons he calls plays from the field, not from upstairs. Kickoff taken by Katoa on the 2, and he's past the 20. And he lost the ball. Wow, 2 consecutive fumbles by BYU. Does this one get recovered by Boise State like the last one?
It's like Alexander Tubner came in and knocked that loose.
They go all season without losing a fumble. They just lost one a couple of minutes ago. And they lost another one.
Wow.
J.L. Skinner is the man that comes up with it for Boise State.
A lot going on in the bottom of that pile. Not a place you'd want to be, Dave Pash. I can assure you that. We're going to see right here, boom, 34 right there on cue. Alexander Tubner comes in and again punches at the football as he's coming in making that tackle.
It's definitely out too.
Definitely out. Hand on the ball, second time now. Reminds me of my old teammate. I referenced it earlier. The peanut punch. Charles Tillman, famous for punching at that football. We've seen now twice Boise State defenders coming with that punch, and 2 times they've been able to get BYU to put the ball on the ground.
Keep in mind, BYU hasn't trailed this season. And Boise State, for the second straight possession, begins inside the 25. And they're running the ball with success on this BYU defense. But Bachmeier will throw it, as all day. Long pass, Shakir on the catch. And stood up at the 15-yard line by Chaz Ayu. So Shakir getting a catch, came in 11th in the country in receiving. 2-time captain, all Mountain West, first team a year ago.
You mentioned the time, this offensive line protecting for their quarterback, Hank Bachmeier.
Here's Habibi Likio, and he gets the first down to the 11-yard line. Check that, it was Van Buren, Andrew Van Buren, the ball carrier. Again, George Holani, the normal starter, out due to injury.
Tell you what, Dusty, this offensive line play is just such a vast improvement for Boise State. If nothing else, they at least have some confidence in what they're doing right now.
No question. Andy Avalos, you could tell he challenged this football team. He challenged this offensive and defensive line, and they've responded.
From the 13-yard line. So the conversation going on with Plow, who again calls the plays from the field. He went upstairs for a couple of games, but came back down to the field because he says he sees it better down here with that photographic memory. Bachmeier to the end zone. Diving attempt. Incomplete, but a flag. Evans could not come up with it with Caleb Hayes in coverage. It looks like they'll get Hayes for interference or defensive holding if it happened before the ball was thrown.
Yeah, a lot of contact over on that far sideline from Caleb Hayes. Tavius Evans close to coming down with that catch. Ball placed in a good spot from Hank Bachmeier.
It was 10-0 BYU. It looked like BYU was going to roll. Boise State couldn't stop them. They couldn't get anything going offensively, and the game completely changed with that lost
Pass
fumble.
interference, number 18 defense. Ball be placed as spot of foul. First down, Boise State.
So it'll be at the 2-yard line, first and goal.
See Caleb Hayes here. Ball's in the air, way too much contact as he's trying to jockey for position. Even a little tug there on the shoulder. The home crowd doesn't like it, but it's the right call.
And they bring in a defensive lineman, Scott Matlock, who had a fumble recovery.
And Matlock has had a touchdown reception this year. They will use him not just as a blocker, but also as a receiver as well.
Ball is on the ground. Bachmeier picks it up, drives forward trying to stick the ball out. He gets to the 1-yard line, but really dangerous play there. First of all, the ball's on the ground. He doesn't jump on it. Then he tries to stick it out after picking it up.
No question. Like the snap got up there. Bachmeier just unable to get it clean. Scoops it up quickly and actually he picked up maybe about a half a yard.
So you got 6 offensive linemen in there and a defensive lineman.
My kind of football here, Dave.
Everybody in the trenches. Bachmeier on the rollout. Bachmeier turns it upfield, gets walloped at the 2-yard line by 4 BYU defenders. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, we've talked about Hank Bachmeier. He's a tough guy. BYU, great pursuit to the football. Watch Max Tooley come in. Oh! Lowers the boom and gives Hank Bachmeier something to think about. And this crowd's at a fever pitch here in the back of this end zone. You know, run it to the right side.
Van Buren plowing forward. No signal yet. I don't know how you can tell.
Start peeling bodies off, see where that football's at.
It's a touchdown. Boise State leads. And for the first time in 2021, BYU trails.
We've seen this several times. They have really done a nice job pulling Jake Stetson running off that right side. Van Buren's every bit of 240, and he's getting this done all by himself. He goes in that massive humanity, gets a little shove from some of his offensive linemen, and as they peeled him off, he found a way to get into the end zone and pay off the second takeaway for this Boise defense.
He's literally running behind 2,000 pounds. 6 offensive linemen and a 300-pound defensive lineman. The point after makes it 17-10, 17 straight points by Boise State. We talked about this being a rivalry game. This means a lot to the Broncos, and they're off to a bad start at 2-3. You don't normally see that from a Boise State team, but they're making the most of BYU mistakes here in Provo.
huge takeaways from Boise State. There's a difference between just putting the ball on the ground and the defense taking it away, and that's what we've seen so far. Outstanding job by the Boise defenders, punching at the football and getting the Cougars to put it on the ground 2 different times, and they find themselves behind for the first time all year here at home.
And with the slick conditions, you got a holder on the kickoff and a new return man in LaVell Brown after Katoa turned it over. And Brown gets leveled at the 23-yard line. Let's go to Kevin Nagandi in the studio.
State Farm halftime report just minutes away. Kevin Nagani alongside Booger McFarland. This is one of the best Saturdays of the year. 2 wild games. Oklahoma comes back and Ole Miss survives.
Defense optional in both games. Teams just stopped themselves. They didn't get stopped.
It's a game that we like. Well, I would like. Not you or not Dusty as well. But Lugs, Dave, and me, we love it. Highlights coming your way.
That's right. We'll take the offense. Although, Dusty, I'm sure Booger could appreciate that last play where you had 6 offensive linemen and a defensive lineman in there on goal line. Meanwhile, we have a penalty or a review. Let's see here.
He's going to be on J.L. Skinner.
Yeah, J.L. Skinner had the big hit on LaVell Brown in that kick return. So are they looking at targeting, perhaps?
I think so.
Skinner had the fumble recovery on the kickoff.
Such a key piece to this defense, too. Long and athletic. He's 6'4", 220. Great tackler. Would be a huge loss. We'll tell you what happens when we get back.
A booth-initiated review for targeting against J.L. Skinner, who is their leading tackler, great special teams player as well. He's got 2 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries on the year, including 1 today. And that is by definition targeting as he attacks LaVell Brown.
Uses the crown of the helmet, helmet-to-helmet contact. Really checks just about every box for targeting. Obviously, it'll be a 15-yard penalty, but now this Boise defense will be without one of the key cogs in that secondary.
As you look at the clock as well with BYU in possession, they only have 1 timeout. Keep that in mind. They did have to burn 2 already. But the offense for BYU hasn't been the same since it started raining. It was 10-0. And then the rain started to fall. Jaron Hall started to throw errant passes, and they weren't running the ball successfully. And then they started to put the ball on the ground, although again forced by defenders.
After further review, the target on the play by number 0, Boise State. 15-yard penalty to be added to the end line. Number 0 is disqualified for targeting with the crown of the helmet.
He did just about everything there. If you look up what targeting is, and I mean, they said crown of the helmet, but it was also an attack to the head or neck area. So they've lost 2 starters at corner. They lost another corner during the game to injury. Now they just lost the safety to targeting. Can they hold up on the back end against BYU's passing attack? The Cougars going to run it on 1st down, and Algier falls forward out of the arms of Riley Wimpy for a gain of 3.
Nice job by Wimpy there, slow playing that. As we've seen from these BYU running backs, they're patient, waiting for the cutback. Riley Wimpy kind of mirrored that, and did a nice job getting Algier to the ground. Riley Wimpy really putting together a nice season. Got a lot of experience, very productive linebacker in the middle of that defense.
How about BYU's only got about 20 yards this quarter after close to 150 in the first quarter. 2nd down and 7. Hall to the air, late blitz. Hall gets out of there and just flips it out of bounds as he was being chased. He did get it back to the line of scrimmage, was outside the pocket with Banya, who's got 5 sacks on the year, giving chase.
Spencer Danielson dials up a blitz. He brings pressure, and it's pretty well picked up. And then Banya, nice job staying outside. And a heads-up play there by Jaron Hall. Nobody open down the field, just flips it out to prevent a loss of yardage on the play.
BYU has played 3 different quarterbacks this year because of injuries. Hall started the first 3 games, missed the last 2, but started today. Sophomore captain on the rollout, dumps it off to Algier out of the backfield, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line, short of the line to gain, 4th down.
Good, really good defense right here. Interesting call here by Kalani Sitake.
Full surprise.
I am surprised. I figured they would punt in this situation. Now he trusts his offensive line. They've run the football extremely well. Maybe he says, we're going to get 2 yards here. I am surprised on their own side of the field with just over 2 minutes to go, rolling the dice and going for it.
In the last 2 possessions, Boise had it inside the 25. Now you might give it back to him in plus territory. Algier trying to find a hole. Second effort, no shot. And Boise State will take over with 2 minutes to go, looking to add to its lead, starting in plus territory. Very questionable decision there by Kalani Sitake to go for it on 4th down with no momentum.
Extremely surprised. Okay, watch first here. We're going to get vertical, and then you're going to see 94 here scraping it down the line of scrimmage. Scott Matlock gets up the field, forces Algier to cut back, and it's an excellent job by Jackson Cravens working down the line, getting off the block, and limiting Tyler Algier from being able to pick up that 1st down. Outstanding job by the interior of that Boise State defensive line.
And what a game Matlock has had on both sides of the ball. He's in there in short yardage blocking an offense, making tackles and recovering fumbles on defense. 2 timeouts remaining for Boise State. Here's a screen on 1st down, and Shakir to about the 40-yard line. So a good play on 1st down, gets him 6 yards.
Story of this first half for me, obviously the turnovers, but the line of scrimmage being won by Boise State. And coming into this game, that was very much in question. They've owned the line of scrimmage so far in this first half.
And again, getting instructions from offensive coordinator Tim Plow on the Boise sideline. 2nd down and 5. They're going to run it. Habibi Likio. And he gets knocked down 2 yards short of the line to gain by Caden Hawes. So 3rd down and 2.
And Dusty, consider where this team has been the last 5 weeks. 0.34 yards per carry before contact. I mean, that's abysmal. And they've completely turned it around here today.
I'm surprised how much time they're taking off the clock here. Not being aggressive whatsoever. Really slow playing these first couple of plays of this possession.
They're going to hand it off to Van Buren here, and he gets the 1st down. Well, now you got to start moving, or you call a timeout. The clock's going to stop to move the chains. But now on the ready for play, it starts again, and Boise has to hustle here. They're just going to call a timeout.
Surprised by it. It feels like a little bit of mismanagement of the clock. We'll see if Boise can cash in points.
The Saturday night football game presented by Capital One comes to you from Lincoln with number 9 Michigan taking on the Huskers. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, right here on ABC. Michigan hasn't started 6-0 since 2011. That was Brady Hoke's first year in Ann Arbor. Michigan beat Ohio State that year. Welcome you back to Provo. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. 38 seconds, 39 seconds. They added 1 on. And 1 timeout remaining for Boise from the BYU 35, leading by 7. Bachmeier with time. A receiver comes free. It's Shakir, and out of bounds at the 25. He got the 1st down. Clock stopped. 30 seconds to go.
You said it right there. Time to throw the football. Something Hank Bachmeier has not had all year. It took a long time for Shakir to open up on the shallow cross. Bachmeier waited, his line protected, and he finds his man. Nice pickup.
Boise State 5-3 all time against top 10 teams. And they upset the Cougars here. Bachmeier again with time to throw. A beautiful pass. Evans with a catch on a back shoulder throw. 1st and goal from the 1 coming up.
But you can't throw it any better than this. Hank Bachmeier, the back shoulder. The timing is perfect. And you see the adjustment by Evans to bring it in. Outstanding play there in chemistry from quarterback to wide receiver.
Give to Habibi Likio, and he will not get it. They're going to have to use a timeout here. 14 seconds left. He lost a yard or 2. Penetration from Uriah Leatawa. More great games tonight on the family of networks, including on the ACC network. Notre Dame is in Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech. Here in Provo, 14 seconds left. Boise State leads number 10 BYU 17-10, looking for more with a second and goal on the 3. No timeouts left now for the Broncos.
Got to be a pass to the end zone. Wonder if they go to their top target, Khalil Shakir. Man on man up top.
Bachmeier rolling out, looking, and just throws it out of the back of the end zone. So it's third and goal. Do you try it once more, or do you just bring on the field goal team? No timeouts.
I think you got one more. Obviously, Hank Bachmeier is a veteran. He understands you cannot take a sack. You've got to get rid of the football. 9 seconds left, though. I think there's plenty of time to take one more shot at the end zone.
He's a great back shoulder thrower that you might see that up to the top, as you just mentioned, Dusty. If they can get number 2 on the back shoulder, that's the throw.
Seen Octavius Evans featured a lot in this first half as well.
Bachmeier looking, throwing, incomplete. He tried for the tight end Riley Smith, but he overshot him. Fourth down with 4 seconds to go, and Boise State will have to settle for a field goal.
Man, that's what Hank Bachmeier wishes he could have back. Really well designed by Tim Plow. The tight end Riley Smith comes wide open. It's man-to-man coverage, and Bachmeier just overthrows his intended target. Miss by the junior quarterback.
Dalmas on for a 20-yard field goal try. A tough angle. Snap wasn't good, but the kick is. And it's 20-10. Boise State at halftime. 20 straight points by the Broncos. And they lead number 10 BYU by 10. Kevin Agandi, Booger McFarland coming up. The State Farm halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Arby's. On the BYU campus in Provo, number 10 trailing by 10 to unranked and under 500 Boise State. It looked early like BYU would roll up 10-0 after a touchdown pass by Jaron Hall to Samson Nakua.
And then really, this is a great job going up and getting the football from the defender. But since then, it's been all about this Boise State offensive line. They ran it for 84 yards in the first half. Coming in, they were running for 74 a game. And as you can see here, so well blocked up, the double team, the pull out and kick around, and Abibi Likio, the star of the first half.
Turnover is a big problem. Coming in, BYU had not lost a fumble all season. They lost fumbles on consecutive plays. Boise turned both of those into touchdowns and then tacked on a field goal after a failed fourth down try by BYU. First time the Cougars have trailed all year. First time they've trailed by double figures at halftime since September of 2019 against Washington. Boise State will get the ball to start the second half. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. 4 top 10 teams lost last week. At least one will go down in Iowa City, a matchup of top 5 teams. Will we have another one here in Provo? Here's Shakir trying to get the edge. He's got speed if he can get it. Past the 30 and out of bounds at the 35. Good return. All right, so this is the first time, Dusty, that BYU has faced any sort of adversity all season long, other than the obvious, not turning it over. What else has to change?
Well, they need to start running the football more effectively with Tyler Algier. He's been okay, but only 11 carries in the first half. Get back to what you do. Take some of that pressure off Jaron Hall. And with Hall, he's going to have to start completing the football at a higher clip. Had such a good start to the game, but really cooled off after that.
It seemed like when the weather changed and it started raining, the game totally changed.
Yeah.
BYU couldn't complete passes and couldn't stop the run. Hank Bachmeier, junior quarterback, hands it off to Van Buren, and another good chunk play on the ground, a gain of 12.
Well, guys, I tell you, Coach Sataki was unapologetic about going for it on 4th down as opposed to punting. Said, hey, we're aggressive. We've been that way all year. Now, for Boise State, in the second half of all 5 games, they have scored a combined 47 points. We knew the offensive line was problematic, and we also knew the second half was problematic. They fixed the first one. Will they fix the second one?
Good start with 12 yards for Andrew Van Buren on the first play. George Holani injured, the starting running back. The backup, Habibi Likio, not out there to start the second half. Van Buren again through a crease off the left side. Gain of 8 yards into BYU territory. They only averaged 9 points per game in the second half this season. It's a big reason why they've got 3 losses.
Yeah, and in their 3 losses, they were outscored in the second half 43-17, and that's been a huge point of emphasis this week in practice for head coach Andy Avalos.
First year as the head coach at Boise. Van Buren pushed back, but second effort he gets the first down. And look, this is a program that has a lot of pride, had a ton of success over the last 2 decades. Andy Avalos knows all about that as a player and then as an assistant coach. And now he's taken over for Brian Harsin, who left to take the Auburn job. He's got 2 of the youngest coordinators in college football, trying to find a way to get back to 500 and keep hopes alive of turning this into a successful season after this rough start.
They've come out here in the second half just the way they were in the first half, looking to bloody BYU's nose with 3 straight successful runs.
With Van Buren getting the carry each time. He's a 240-pound back. Habibi Likio is 210. A flag is down here, a rare penalty flag thrown against Boise.
Illegal motion, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So that's on the right tackle this season, along with their contributions to university's general scholarship funds for every field goal and extra point made. Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. Just a beautiful scene here in Provo. The sun was on a moment ago. We've had rain for a good part of the day. Temperature right at 50 degrees. About half of what it was in Dallas for that great Oklahoma-Texas game. Here's Habibi Likio. He gets a chunk of it back, inching close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Habibi Likio, such a key piece in this first half with the 15 carries, but also catching the football very well. It was a nice outlet for Hank Bachmeier in that first half. Really leaned on him. As you see him here motioning out, a weapon in this pass game.
Crowd a little quieter than it was earlier. This place was going nuts at the end of the first quarter with BYU up 10-0. Bachmeier time to throw again, a strike to Hopper, and they blow it dead at the 36. That's where forward progress was stopped. So going to have 3rd down and about 6 here.
You know, Dave, you were talking about the struggles for BYU all happening once it started raining, and really the bottom line is Hank Bachmeier has thrown the wet ball better than Jaron Hall, and the running backs have handled the football better than BYU's. I mean, it's really come down to the weather.
No question. It's crazy how it changed. It happened so fast.
It would surprise me if they run it here.
Habibi Likio looking for some room, spins out of a tackle and dives for the first down. What a great run by Cyrus Habibi Likio from Palo Alto, California. Started his collegiate career at Oregon.
Right off the left side of this offensive line, they had an extra tight end over there. They pull the right guard. Ben Dooley gets him out in front. Another nice piece of running with the double spin from Habibi Likio. 72 rushing yards for him by himself. You talked about them averaging 75 as a team, and you have to wonder if Boise State scores a touchdown and takes a 17-point lead, where's the firepower going to come from BYU? They haven't been in this situation all year. Bachmeier again with time and a dump-off pass to Habibi Likio, and he stumbles at the 24. Where's the pressure on the quarterback from BYU? We just haven't seen it since that first drive. Non-existent. If you go back to the last couple of games, Hank Bachmeier has been under constant duress, constant pressure. Just tip my cap at his toughness, and this BYU front hasn't sniffed him much at all today.
And the coach has talked about Bachmeier taking too many sacks, and it wasn't just the offensive line as Habibi Likio comes up short at the line to gain, bring it up 3rd and 1. But that O-line's got to feel pretty confident right now with the way they've been able to move that BYU defensive line. And Bachmeier has seemed to make a lot better decisions getting rid of the ball quicker in this game. No sacks today, 13 on the year coming in, and they need a stop here on 3rd down and 1. Boise could go for it.
They got Van Buren in the game. That's the bigger, more physical, short yardage back for the Broncos.
They'll give it to him, and he gets the 1st down easily. They just caved in the left side of that offensive line. And a gain of about 5 on 3rd and 1.
That's exactly right. Push everything down off the left side. Pull your center. Will Farah, get him out in front. And then it's a 240-pound body just leaning forward with a good leg drive, turning out another 1st down. 2nd straight 3rd down that Boise State picks up on the ground.
For those who may have just done a double take, Dusty said Will Farah, not Will Ferrell. 1st and 10 at the 17. And nothing there, maybe a yard. So 2nd down and long coming up. Good opening drive here, taking 6 minutes plus off the clock. Start the 3rd quarter.
It's an old school drive, right, partner? Roll your sleeves up, put your hand to the ground, battle at the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what Andy Avalos talked about yesterday. We spoke with him and Tim Plow. Continue to say if they challenge this offensive line, they've had their struggles. Not much continuity, a lot of injuries they've dealt with. And man, they have come here to Provo to play some ball.
Play 11 of this drive. Going to be a pass play. Bachmeier waiting. Nobody comes open, so a dump off to Cobbs trying to get the edge. Dragged out. Close to the 10-yard line by D'Angelo Mandel. 3rd down coming up.
And again, all day to throw the football, right? I mean, nothing open down the field, but Hank Bachmeier under no duress. Plenty of time to survey the field, hit your check down. Now you're in 3rd and manageable. A little surprised we haven't seen some added rushers trying to get some pressure and force the hand of Hank Bachmeier.
You wonder for BYU, are they in a must-stop situation? Again, to go down 17. Half of the quarter's been chewed up on this drive. Play clock winding down. It's at 3. Bachmeier back to throw, pressure in his face. Finally, he gets out of there and throws it away. Pepe Tanuvasa was in the backfield immediately, and Bachmeier is down. It's 4th down. They'll bring on the field goal team.
Well, Tanuvasa, you're going to see he's going to come right off the edge. Nobody's going to account for him. They're going to slide this protection inside. Tanuvasa's unaccounted for, and a nice job getting Bachmeier to the ground. We haven't seen many hits on the quarterback thus far in the ball game. Nice job coming off the edge and coming up with a stop on 3rd down.
Much needed. Now a 28-yard field goal try. Dalmas is 2 of 2 so far in the game, and this one is good. So it's 23-10. That drive took almost 7 minutes off the clock. Take a look at the family of Boise State's Dante Harrington as we honor those who serve. Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. The parents of the 6-year senior offensive lineman are each veterans of the Marine Corps. Dante's father, Don Harrington, was in the Marines for 31 years. His mother, Christine, was in the Marines for 7 years.
Thank you to the Harrington family for your service and for all the men and women out there that serve this great country. We are unbelievably appreciative.
Back here in Provo with Boise up 23-10. And wow, interesting decision by the true freshman Brown to take it out. It works out okay, but a flag is thrown. He got back to the 25, but a flag likely will bring the football back near the 10.
During the return, holding number 80, receiving team. Half the distance with the goal from the spot of foul. 1st down.
BYU is a top 10 team, blew out Boise State last year. This game's in Provo. Cougars ranked 10th and they're down 13. Tonight from Lincoln, it's the Saturday night game presented by Capital One. Nebraska hosting number 9 Michigan at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, right here on ABC, as well as the ESPN app. Also tonight, Notre Dame at Virginia Tech on ACC Network, and Kentucky, after a big win last week over Florida, 16th in the polls, taking on LSU on SEC Network. Great slate. Our Aflac trivia question as we look at the Wasatch Mountains. Alabama, the only undefeated team since the start of last year. There are 3 teams that have just 1 loss. Can you name them?
Alabama 8-0, undefeated, start of last season. Which 3 teams have only 1 loss?
I'll give you a hint. Those. Do you want a hint?
Well, I think one of them is right here on the field.
Very good. You need
Come on.
Hit. See?
I'll give you the other 2.
I think one's Coastal Carolina. I think that's one.
I agree. It is Coastal Carolina. And lost in the bowl game last year.
And we got one more. Here's a jet sweep on 1st down and 10, trying to get something going. Nakua breaks a tackle. That's just their 2nd first down since the 1st quarter, and it takes a run play from a receiver to make it happen.
Well, get your playmakers of football out in space. Nice piece of running through a couple of arm tackles right there for Puka Nakua. And as you mentioned, the first down since the 1st quarter. This BYU offense was dominant in that 1st quarter. We'll see if that's the shot in the arm this offense needs to wake up.
Long throw, pulled in, another 1st down, and it's Puka Nakua again, the Washington transfer. He and his brother Samson have made all the big plays today offensively, and looks like Puka got banged up on that play.
Best sign there, the throw from Jaron Hall. Best throw we've seen him make since early on in this football game. Good, confident strike delivered to Nakua.
You look at the numbers for Hall, making his 4th start of the season. Sophomore quarterback. He'll spin it downfield here. Nope, he's going to check it down to Algier with Banya in coverage, and not much there on 1st down.
Looks like a different guy with a dry ball, doesn't he, Dusty?
Absolutely. Ball just completely coming out of his hands. Totally different than it did in that 2nd quarter. Well documented by you. Tom gave us a great demonstration of how to properly throw a wet football.
A lot easier said than done, though.
I haven't called Isaac Rex's name.
They really haven't. You're right.
See him up top here, one-on-one, isolated.
He had 12 touchdowns last year, has 3 this year. They're going to run Algier off the left side, break and tackle, striving forward. 1st down for Algier. Former walk-on, put on scholarship last year, had 123 yards against Boise last year.
Well, that's who this BYU football team is. Excellent job blocking off the left side and a physical run by Algier.
Pump fake. Hall going to tuck it and run and get sacked. Scott Matlock again. Man, he has been everywhere for Boise State. Tonight, it's boxing from Las Vegas. The 3rd chapter in the Tyson Fury-Deontay Wilder battle with Fury's WBC heavyweight belt on the line. The prelims start at 7 Eastern, ESPN2. The main card on pay-per-view starting at 9 o'clock. The weigh-in yesterday, Wilder 238, Fury 277.
Wow. It's like weight disadvantage of you and me if we're in the ring, Dave.
I think it's a little bit more between you and me than 40 pounds.
It'd be a good fight, though.
Cato. Gain of 2 or 3. You talking about us, or you talking about the boxing?
I'm talking about you and I later.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a hard-fought battle. Luke's wants no part of it. That's why he does the games from the field.
He's the referee.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, he's the referee.
Dusty wanted to fight everybody after Oklahoma beat Texas earlier today.
Dusty told me earlier that he wants to fight the Sasquatch in the Wasatch Mountains.
Well, I've been looking for him since we've been here. I'm going to find him before we leave. He's up there somewhere. Big 3rd down here for BYU.
2:05 on 3rd down. They haven't had the ball but just 13 minutes. And Hall in trouble, gets rid of the pass, throwing it away before he's sacked. So it's 4th down and 8. That was Shane Irwin that had a hold of Hall, just couldn't bring him down. We'll see what BYU does here on 4th down and 8.
Was excellent coverage down the field. Really tough for tough for Hall to locate the target he was looking for, and then the pressure by Irwin. All he could do was shed off the tackler and try to keep the play alive. And how about this? Kalani Sitake, what's going to roll the dice? Almost feels like desperation mode here. I do not like this call.
Gotta punt this.
They won't. Hall rolling to his right. Got a receiver, though. It's caught for a first down. Somehow, Neil Powell, one of their best players, maybe their best player, was wide open.
Big time play there by Jaron Hall. Moves to his right. Boise brought the pressure. And Pau, we haven't called his name much today, finds a soft spot there in that zone. And an outstanding throw from Jaron Hall to move the sticks. Kalani Sitake's laughing at us for questioning the call there to go for it. They had to have that. Man, big time play.
Pau, 4 touchdowns on the season. That's him at the top of your screen. And they're going to pitch it to him, and it's a flea flicker. Hall looking deep, now goes to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Boy, I thought as that ball was thrown to Rex, Wimpy in coverage, that he had a man for a moment downfield, but he didn't trust it.
Was Gunnar Romney, you already see him run the post in the middle of the field, and he waited, hesitated just a second. It's a nice job by Tyreek Jones, that safety, to identify the post from Romney. That's where Jaron Hall wanted to go initially, and he tried to find Rex. That's really well defended by Boise on the back end.
Katoa gets the call, first down and more, and he fumbled the ball again. It's picked up by Boise State. Oh my goodness. Alexander Tubner with the fumble recovery. They've lost 3 fumbles here today. Tyreek Jones acted out. No lost fumbles through the first 5 games, 3 against Boise State.
Wow, it's been the difference in this game. The Boise State defense with the ability to take the ball away. Wow, what a scene here in Provo. Well, it's been the day of turnovers for this Boise State defense, punching out the first 2 early in this game, and then Katoa with his second ball he's put on the ground. You see Jones there with the shoulder come from underneath. And Boise with the football after a promising drive to start this second half for BYU. No fumbles lost coming into the game, now 3 here this afternoon.
And only 2 turnovers, interceptions by Jaron Hall, and 3 today.
This BYU defense is going to have to really step up. Slow down this Boise State rushing attack, get their offense the football back.
From the Boise State 10-yard line, Hank Bachmeier's had an outstanding day so far at quarterback. Going to run the big back Van Buren, and he gets about 4 yards. Again, that offensive line for Boise State getting push.
Hey guys, one thing that these running backs are all taught to do is 4 points of pressure, okay? Your first point, the tip of your arm. Then you're going to bring it against your forearm, into your elbow, and then up against your rib cage. The fumbles that have occurred today for BYU, they've lacked the 4th point of pressure. They have not brought the ball up into the rib cage, and that's where the fumbles have occurred.
Boise going empty here. 2nd down and 6. Bachmeier again with time, and it's incomplete. The umpire looked like he got in the way of the route of Shakir. It's 3rd down. Big 3rd down here for BYU's defense.
No question. If they can come up with a stop here, it would be just huge to get their offense the football back quickly. Outstanding demonstration once again by Utah. You're exactly right. Got to constantly have those 4 points of pressure. We haven't seen that throughout the day. Also credit Boise State for attacking the football and taking it away. We haven't heard Wilgar's name much today.
Bachmeier in trouble, gets rid of it at the last second. It was Ben Bywater that had the pressure. It's 4th down.
Absolutely. They hug up those backers in those B gaps, and you're going to see a slide protection to the left as we're going to see Bywater come here. This offensive line is going to slide this way. Opens everything up for Bywater. The tackle doesn't slide as well. Wide open to the quarterback and gets the ball out quick. Excellent response from the BYU defense after the turnover.
Velasquez standing on his goal line. Nyberg, we talked about the 3 lost fumbles. He had a muff punt earlier in the game. And again, a very high kick. and it's fielded on the far side. The knee went down, so BYU is going to have the ball at its 38-yard line. So BYU was going in to score. Fumble the ball, but gets it right back. Goes to the ground game, and Algier is face planted. Just nothing off that right side. As Boise State comes up with a big defensive play again from Scott Matlock. Jackson Cravens, who's from Provo, started out his college career at Utah, transferred here a couple years ago. He was also in there on the 2-yard loss.
Scott Matlock has been outstanding. Andy Avalo said it was the best week of practice he's had all season. He's looked great, and man, he has stepped up and shown what he is capable of here this afternoon. The leader of that defensive line, high motor, always running hot, making plays here today.
Hall, long throw over the middle is caught for a first down in Boise State territory by Gunnar Romney, and they blow it dead at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 18.
We're seeing a lot of confidence growing for Jaron Hall throwing the football down the field. You see the big body of Gunnar Romney inside position on the defensive back, Caleb Biggers. An outstanding strike as Gunnar Romney makes a big catch down the field.
Nearing 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. BYU led 10-0 in the first quarter. 23 unanswered points by Boise State. Hall back to throw again here on first down. Another strike to the 32-yard line. It's Pau with a catch.
Zone coverage, and Pau's just finding the soft spots in this zone. And Jaron Hall stepping into these throws, getting more and more confident with each one as it comes out of his hand. In a great rhythm right now, moving the football back-to-back drives at will.
5-0 record for BYU for the second straight year. First time ever that BYU has accomplished that. They've beaten Arizona, Utah, and Arizona State. They have to go to Baylor next week. Hall dumps it off. Nakua thrown out of play by Biggers. See where they spot it. Don't forget, coming up tonight on ABC, Nebraska welcomes number 9 Michigan to Lincoln. Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines at 5-0. They haven't been 6-0 since Brady Hoke was in his first year at Michigan. That was back in 2011.
It's a fascinating game. That's a great venue for college football in Lincoln. It's going to be at a fever pitch. Find out what Michigan's made of tonight against a good Nebraska team.
Hall hitching, throwing incomplete. It was knocked down by Kaniho. Keanu Hill, the intended receiver. It feels, going back to what you were saying with Michigan and Nebraska, I almost want to go there. It feels like it's different for Michigan, but you could also see them losing this game tonight. See it going both ways.
No question. Michigan's looked great at the line of scrimmage. The defense has stepped up. They're running the football effectively. Kate McNamara made some throws a week ago. The Nebraska team, they're getting better and better and better. I think they're much better than the record indicates, kind of like this Boise State team.
Third down and 4. They're going to keep it on the ground. And Algier keeps the feet moving and gets the first down before he's brought down by Noah. Inside a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Dusty, don't you get the sense that the worst thing that happened to Boise is that it stopped raining?
No question. This looks like a different BYU offense
right
here in this third quarter. Throwing the football. We're seeing them getting that zone attack going here for the second straight drive. Algier plowing forward for a first down. This offense is in great rhythm right now in this third quarter.
Got to pay it off, though. You would think, based on Sitake's decision making, that they're going to go for it if it gets to fourth down at any point on this drive. Dump off pass to Isaac Rex, the tight end. He had Romney out there trying to spring him with a block, but that was defended pretty well. A gain of about 3 with Biggers and Tubner out there defensively for Boise State.
That's a really good tackle by Caleb Biggers. Isaac Rex is a massive target who we haven't had a chance to call his name much today, but he's out there in the flat working on a cornerback, and to get him on the ground, big stop by the Boise corner.
Boise State takes a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter here at number 10 BYU. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Taco Taco Bell welcomes you to the Live Moss Student Section of the Year contest. Use hashtag Student Section Sauce to get the committee's attention, and go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Great scene in Provo, but number 10 BYU trails by 13 as we start the fourth quarter against unranked Boise State. The Cougars are driving, though. They're inside the red zone. 2nd down and 7. They're going to give it to Tyler Algier. Not much running room off that left side. But he doesn't quit, man. He keeps those feet moving and gains about 3. And BYU, based on what we've seen so far in this game, is going to be in 4-down territory. 3rd down and 6 coming up.
And it's Scott Matlock again. And we just keep calling number 99's name for Boise State. Getting off blocks. Initial person there to hit Algier. And you're right, keeps those legs churning. But really impressed what we've seen of the big defensive tackle here this afternoon for Boise State.
The high motor dude, man.
No doubt.
See how they handle this in terms of a play call on 3rd down and 5. Going to give it to Algier. Inside the 15 and right at the marker. Ezekiel Noah got him down. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Well, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, you know that they're going for it here. 4-down territory for sure.
Noah, who made the tackle, looks shaken up. He'll come to the sideline. They're going to measure.
But friendly fire from his own teammate. Jones coming in. It's Noah.
Boy, man, I thought he had the 1st down, but perhaps he did bounce off the ground. So it looked like, based on the initial spot where he fell down, that he's either short or right at the line to gain. They're going to measure. You talked about it earlier. Just a great story. Tyler Algier, a guy that, when he was growing up, even though his dad played at BYU, his brother was a football player, he thought about quitting football. And it was his mom, Esther, that just kept at him saying, we think you're really talented. This is something you could be really good at. As he gets the 1st down there, Algier does. And it's so much now that Algier went from a walk-on to an NFL prospect. He's just a sophomore, but they're talking about him maybe as having a very bright future in the NFL. We've seen how big he is and how he doesn't mind contact, and he's also got breakaway speed.
No question. He's the whole package. He's physical. He's got patience. He's got burst. We've seen the home run capability on film. What you have to love is the work ethic. Spent the entire offseason trying to get better, put in the hard work, added some weight, decreased his body fat, and he's really put it together an outstanding start to this season. They lean on him so much with this outside zone run scheme. They're going to lean on him here in the 4th.
Flag down. There's all kinds of movement. The sun is out here in Provo after raining for a good part of the day.
False start. Everybody but the center. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 1st down.
The way that Cal McNeil said that to everybody but the center. But we're talking about Tyler and how important his mom Esther has been in his life, as well as his sister Nailani. Walked on and then got a scholarship in 2020. He was very close with his grandfather Robert, who battled cancer for a while, ended up passing away in February. You'd have to think Tyler is going to get some touches here inside the red zone, early 4th, with his team down 13 points. There he is, inside the 15 and down to about the 12, so he gets a few yards back. Wimpy on the tackle.
Interesting run there as we see him really get wide. Start him in motion, bring him back. Well defended by the Boise State defense. Overall, they've done a relatively nice job keeping Algier in this BYU rushing attack in check. Offensive line, we talked about it coming in. Veteran group, a lot of experience. They got so much length and size and really play this scheme as well as anybody you'll see.
Algier had 1,100 yards last season. Another penalty for movement. They just look out of sync offensively. Not on the same page.
Illegal snap. Number 66. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remain. 2nd down.
I said coming in, this is a team that doesn't beat themselves, right? And we've seen just more mistakes than you typically see from BYU under Kalani Sitake.
So now you're at 2nd and 16. And the clock isn't your friend. It's ticking. You are down 13 points. Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator. See what he dials up here. I know Satake wants to go for it if it gets to 4th down, but at this point, you may just have to take whatever you can get in terms of points. Hall's pass to the end zone, incomplete. A lot of contact, and there's the flag. It took a while, but it finally came down. Kekaula Kaniho was defending Pau, and this is going to be interference and a new set of downs for BYU.
Kaniho, such a good leader in the back end of that Boise defense.
Pass interference, number 28, defense. Ball be placed at the spot of foul at the 3-yard line. Automatic first down.
An enormous penalty.
See Pau coming out of the slot here. Kaniho with him the entire time. It's turned around and clearly too much contact. There as that ball is in the air. Gives him a shove in the back.
Yep.
Pretty easy call there for the official.
So 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. BYU ranked 10th in the country, undefeated. Now we have a stoppage here from the officials.
Please put 12:24 on the game clock. The clock will start on the snap.
So they add the 4 seconds there. BYU has to go to Baylor next week. They have to go to Washington State and USC. Virginia comes here to Provo. They are facing their biggest adversity of 2021, down 13 points, trying to make it a 1-score game. All on the rollout, throwing incomplete at the 1, going for Pau. Looked like he could have had that.
The ball Pau typically able to come down with. It's a little bit outside. See the quick speed out. Definitely a drop. Really hit him right in the hands, and could have, you'd think after he makes that catch, just lean over and he's in the end zone.
Really surprised, Dusty, they didn't run the football right there.
You and me both. This to me is Tyler Allgeier's zone.
Right.
So you've had 2 false start penalties and a drop on this possession. Here's Allgeier trying to cut it upfield. No running room whatsoever. Riley Wimpy was there first. Dimitri Washington as well. 3rd down and goal, and they are in 4-down territory if we need to say that.
Dusty, here's that area where Isaac Rex, 83, if you're going to throw, it's got to come into your game plan.
Yeah, no question. One of the best red zone targets in all of college football. 12 touchdowns a season ago. He's got 3 this year, and he's just such a matchup issue at 6'6" and an outstanding catch radius. Here in the wing.
Hall off play action, in trouble. Escapes the pocket, tucks, dives, and they're going to mark him out of bounds. They're going to mark him out at the 5. The ball maybe came out as he stepped out of bounds. Let's see here. Did he fumble the ball forward out of bounds, or did he just step out? He just stepped out.
Steps out right there at about the 4.5-yard line.
They're going for it on 4th down. Yeah, the ball never came out, but he definitely stepped out. So it's 4th down and goal after the 2-yard loss from the 5. What do you want to see here?
I want to see exactly what Tom just mentioned. Isaac Rex. I think he's a problem. He stayed in that last time as a blocker. And moving him around.
This could be the game right here if they don't convert it. Hall looking, waiting, leaving the pocket. Now throwing, incomplete. There is a flag down though. If it's on BYU, it'll be declined.
Illegal motion, offense.
Wow.
That penalty's declined. Ball goes over and down.
That was an absolutely brutal red zone possession, but give Boise State a lot of credit. The Broncos hold and lead by 13.
Kevin and Boog back in studio time now for our celebration moment brought to you by Allstate to the Plains, where Georgia continues to deliver. Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, Kev, no safe in the middle of the field. Nice throw by the mailman, and Bailey delivers on Saturday.
Their defense did give up their second touchdown of the season.
Yes.
Breaking news, 27-10 Georgia, Dave.
Man, I don't know who's better, Alabama or Georgia. It just feels like it's those two and everybody else right now. Meanwhile, Boise State, after BYU turned it over on downs, has it on its 5-yard line. Going to give it to the big back Van Buren to give him some breathing room, but he runs right into Wilgar. Gain of 1. All right, so let's answer the athletic trivia question. You got the 3 teams that have 1 loss since the start of last year?
BYU, Coastal Carolina, and we had the other team, Cincinnati. And I had their 1 loss against Georgia in the Peach Bowl. Bam.
You got it.
What do I win?
My respect.
Oh, that's all I've been looking for all season. Finally.
It took till week 6. Van Buren again. Another yard. That's it. So 3rd down and long coming up. BYU has all of its timeouts. Plenty of time still for BYU, but obviously needs a stop here on 3rd and long.
They're asking for the crowd to step it up. Look, we haven't seen a lot of pressure dialed up by Tuiaki, the defensive coordinator. At last 3rd down, the previous possession, he dialed up pressure. Miscommunication by the offensive line, and it got home. I'm bringing pressure if I'm Tuiaki right here. It's an offensive line that has really struggled handling blitzes. And if you got them backed up right here, force the hand of Hank Bachmeier.
Van Buren hurt.
They might be in 0, Dusty.
Absolutely.
Need to make something happen here. Crow is the running back. Bachmeier from his end zone takes a shot downfield, underthrown. A flag is down. It's incomplete. Shakir was being defended by Isaiah Heron at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a defensive pass interference.
Number 11, defense. 15-yard penalty from previous spot, automatic, 1st down.
He's in good shape. Get your head around. He kind of panics as he gets his body into Shakir. Easy pass interference call. He's in good position, running stride for stride with him.
Dusty, I think the underthrown ball helped.
Yeah. But guys, all the things we talked about at the top of the telecast, why BYU is 5-0, we haven't seen. Disciplined football, not turning the ball over, technique being sound, good coaching. We haven't seen that today from BYU. Van Buren back in the game. He'll get the carry here. Up to the 25 for a couple. Don't forget, following us tonight on ABC from Lincoln, it's Nebraska and number 9 Michigan, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific on ABC, as well as the ESPN app.
This BYU front has really stepped it up the last couple of possessions, getting penetration, changing the line of scrimmage, and it's been tough sledding for this Broncos rushing attack the last couple. Had their way early. BYU bringing the fight to them here late.
Play action, Bachmeier being chased, and he throws it at the last second. That looked like a forward pass. They're going to throw a flag, probably grounding. Tanu Vasa had the pressure again. That's got to be a grounding call against Bachmeier. He didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage. Clearly just throwing it away, even though he's outside the pocket.
Grounding, number 19, offense. Penalty is spot foul, loss of down, 3rd down.
Like you said, got to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bachmeier trying to make a play. As we'll see Tony Vasa come off the edge here. Good job staying square to the line of scrimmage, and when he recognizes little boot action, gets up the field, makes a big play for his defense.
They rush 3. Bachmeier throws, and it's caught, but they're short. Egerin with his first catch of the season. He comes up about 4 or 5 yards short of the line to gain, and so Boise State will punt it back to BYU.
The stop this defense needed. to give their offense the football back, but Jaren Hall in this offense going to have to operate quickly. Down 2 touchdowns as this clock now ticks under 9 minutes.
And I want to know what happened to BYU's offense after the first quarter when it led 10-0. Another kick that ends up in the clouds and comes down into the arms of Nyberg. BYU ball, the number 10 team in the country, trailing by 2 scores, getting later here in Provo.
College football on ABC is presented by Arby's. We have the meats.
Andy Avalos has been a big part of this program. He was gone the last couple of years, the defensive coordinator at Oregon. They're seeking their first road win over an AP top 10 since 2001. What's interesting about that was that's also the last time Boise started 2-3. They turned things around in Dan Hawkins' first year. They beat Fresno State, and then Boise State became Boise State. If they can hang on and win this game, obviously it's Avalos' biggest win as a head coach. And now you get people starting to believe that Boise can still have a great season.
And believe that Andy Avalos is the right man to continue the tradition and the level of standard at Boise State.
Hall from the pocket, looking deep, airing it out, and the ball is caught inside the 20 by Romney. A flag is down as Romney is knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Did Romney push off? Ka'anohi Kaniho was in coverage. Boy,
I mean, ever so slightly, that would be a very...
Pass interference, number 14, defense. That penalty decline. The results of the play is a first down.
I was going to say, if they call offensive pass interference on that, man, that was a ticky-tack call. How about the ability to track the football over his shoulder? Outstanding job by Gunnar Romney, and a dime delivered by Jaren Hall. Huge play to get BYU back inside the red zone.
59-yarder, and here we go again. They just failed down here a couple of minutes ago. And yeah, guys moving again. No flag is down. Algier with the catch, and Algier dives for the pylon, and he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. But again, it looked like there was movement by BYU by Algier even before the snap.
Result of the play is out of bounds, first down.
Let's see, did he get the ball across?
His foot is in bounds there at the 2, inside the 2. He's in. Well, they may have to look at this.
Boy, that's a touchdown.
They may have to look at this.
It's even with the pylon. They're going to spread it out here. Hall under center, and he's going to throw it on first down. Back of the end zone, incomplete. Going for Nakua. Well, it seems like they're getting awful cute when they get inside the 5-yard line.
Kind of overthinking this, right? I mean, you've got this offensive line that we've talked about all day, and you've got a guy like Tyler Algier in the backfield. Very surprised we have not seen him get more touches for the second straight possession inside the 5.
Boy, if they don't score, go back to that replay, take a look. 2nd and goal. Algier, and he's in. Touchdown. BYU isn't done yet. They didn't get cute there. They just handed it off to the big back, Tyler Algier, and he's in for his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. His 6th in the last 3 games. And finally, BYU gets that touchdown to get within a score. And the point after makes it 23-17.
Well, BYU was down 13 just moments ago, but a couple of big pass plays down the field, and then a big gaping hole off the left side. Algier in the end zone. BYU back in business.
Boise State is 5-3 all-time against the top 10. The last win against the top 10 was in the Fiesta Bowl in 2014. Jay Ajayi with 134 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. They beat Arizona by 8. That's back when Arizona was good. Their last road win over a top 10 team, 2001. We talked about that. Dan Hawkins' first year. That got the program going in the right direction. They had been in FBS for about 5 years. Andy Avalos, though, has to be a little nervous because he's just had a 13-point lead go down to 6 in about a minute. And now the pressure is on his offense. And the fair catch was made at the 5-yard line by Van Buren, so it will come out to the 25. (23-17) Boise State with 7:27 to go.
Boy, all the momentum feels like it has completely shifted to BYU. This crowd, man, they've come alive.
Don't forget Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and ACC Network at 7:30 tonight on ABC. Michigan, Nebraska. We've seen a lot of Andrew Van Buren in this second half. Not much of Cyrus Habibi-Likio, and got to call a timeout on the change of possession. So we'll break here and get a quick word from Cheez-It.
The Hall of Cheese is here to honor fans as dedicated to college football as Cheez-It is to cheese. If that's you, use the hashtag MVCheese contest to show us why you're worthy.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville in Provo. The crowd back in it. They were silent for a while when Boise was in full command of this game, but the Cougars scoring on their last possession, and Hank Bachmeier, who's won some big games, going to try to drive the team down the field and score to make it a 2-possession game. We talked earlier about their struggles in the second half offensively this year. Just 3 points and 81 yards here today. And again, it's Van Buren, not Habibi-Likio, in the game at running back. Bachmeier to throw, and goes to the sideline, incomplete. And there was a collision downfield and a flag. Cutter and Mandel ran into one another. But the ball was thrown nowhere near where the collision happened, as Cutter will have to get looked at.
Holding number 5 blue on the eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Mandel commits the penalty.
I think Cutter was trying to run the out route there, Dusty, and as he was going into his break, trying to break to the out where Bachmeier thought he was going, and yeah, you see it right there.
Yep.
Well, he gets the pull. You see also just a right hand in there. Feet get banged together, but the hole indicates it's before the pass was thrown.
Right.
So a 10-yard penalty, and you could tell Mandel grabbed a hold of Cutter outside when he was making that cut, like you said, Tom.
Boise State hasn't been 2-4 since 1997. They've been bowl eligible 23 consecutive years. A loss today would drop them to 2-4, but they're in front right now, and they just got 10 yards via penalty, so they have it on their 35-yard line. See if BYU brings some pressure on Bachmeier. They rush 4. Bachmeier gets rid of it, dumping it off to Van Buren. Up to about the 42-yard line. So good gain there, 7 yards. Wilgar with the stop.
We've seen Hank Bachmeier be very patient today, surveying the field, not taking too many chances, finds his check down, and Van Buren stays in bounds. Nice pickup on first down.
Kind of like that they're not being conservative either. They're running their offense.
Replay.
Oh, ball on the ground. Although BYU is offside, it's recovered by Wilgar, but it appeared that Uriah Leatawa was offside. Bachmeier was not expecting the snap. It hit him right in the chest.
It's smart by the center, though, to recognize that he had somebody offsides.
Offsides defense, number 58. Jumped in the neutral zone at snap. 5-yard penalty, made second down.
Because as you referenced, Bachmeier was not ready for that snap. That's a heads-up play by the center, Will Farah, recognizing Somebody's in the neutral zone. We've got action. We got a free play.
So that puts the ball at the 46-yard line. Inside 7 minutes to go. Will Farah transfer from Texas Tech. Move from guard to center. Van Buren between the tackles for maybe 3. Brought down by Bywater.
And Buren, that big-bodied, short yardage back, typically seen a bigger role here this afternoon with no George Halani. Had success between the tackles.
And you have to wonder if Habibi Likio is banged up as well. 2nd down and 7. Bachmeier came into this game in the top 10 in the country in passing. But it's been the run game that's a big reason why they had the lead. He's only thrown for $129 in this game. They take the play clock down to 2, and now they run Van Buren with a head of steam. Brought down at the 46. 3rd down and 2 coming up. We're inside 6 to go now.
Nice job, Riley Smith there, the tight end, getting good push, pulling Ben Dooley. Ben Dooley playing right guard has been outstanding, getting out in front, pulling and helping pave the way for this Bronco rushing attack.
Tim Plow, the offensive coordinator. See what we get from the Boise State offense here on 3rd down and 2. They're getting a check from the sideline of Bachmeier, relaying that to his offensive lineman.
I think you're going to get an inside run to Van Buren.
BYU crowding the line of scrimmage. Bachmeier is going to throw it, and wide open is Shakir, getting the 1st down. Inside the 40-yard line, pushed out by George Udo.
Really good perimeter blocking outside. You'll see Octavius Evans as well as Stephen Cobbs really helping set that edge on a well-designed play and a huge 1st down for Boise State and Khalil Shakir.
Shakir, one of the top players in the Mountain West Conference. That keeps the clock moving. 4:47 and counting. Bachmeier looking deep, going for Shakir. Oh my goodness, he caught it inside the 5-yard line. Adjusting his body, defenders draped all over him, and he pulls it in. And Heron, one of those defenders, was on him, and he's injured on the play.
Wow, what an unbelievable catch. Climbs the ladder, high points that football with strong hands to hold on to that through the defenders and the contact with the ground. Wow, that's a spectacular job of concentration by Khalil Shakir. Wow, unbelievable play.
35-yard gain, 1st and goal. Play clock winding down. Van Buren dragged down at the line of scrimmage by Batty. Clock is moving though. 2nd and goal.
Not just the thought process to take that shot. Talk about go for the jugular. How many times in these situations, as you kind of referenced, Dave, you see an offense get uber conservative and they're kind of their own worst enemy. Credit to Tim Plow, offensive coordinator, staying aggressive, pedal to the metal, and Boise State on the brink of another score.
Clock at 3:45 and counting. And there's no running room there for Van Buren. So this is interesting, right? I mean, the clock is moving, and if you hold them to 3, you're down 9. A touchdown, you got to score 2 touchdowns. They're going to use a timeout here that will leave BYU with 2 with 3:34 to go. So you look at their record since the start of 2020, but more important, undefeated in 2021 at 5-0. So any shot, obviously, of even getting into the college football playoff conversation ends with a loss to Boise State, which is seeking its first road win over a top 10 team since 2001. They're in business here to get something in terms of points with a 3rd and goal on the 5-yard line. Bachmeier to Shakir, broken up. That That was Hayes who made the play. 4th down. 3:29 to go.
Trying to throw the fade to Shakir. Really well defended. As you see that left hand come up at the perfect opportune time. Caleb Hayes with a big time pass breakup.
And so Damos will come on for a short field goal. Looking to get the lead to 9. He's 3 of 3 today. This is a short one, 21 yards. And he calmly nails it to make it 26-17. Let's check in with Kevin Agandi.
Dave, want to remind our audience coming up later on, Jim Harbaugh. How about that? 19-2 all-time as a coach when taking his top 10 team up against an unranked opponent in Lincoln against the Black Shirts. We are just over 45 minutes away from kick. ABC, back to you.
And a top 10 team about to go down to an unranked squad in Boise State unless BYU can get some magic here with 3:27 to go. And there's going to be a top 10 team that loses in the Big Ten because Penn State and Iowa State are both in the top 5. So will we have a couple more that go down here today in college football after 4 top 10 teams lost last week?
That's the way it's gone this year in 2021. It's been a wild, crazy season. Heading into this week, 34 top 25 teams have lost. That's a record through 5 weeks. Also, 18 top 25 teams have lost to unranked teams. That's a record through 5 weeks. And as we said earlier, 4 top 10 teams lost a week ago. We've got one on the brink of an upset here with under 4 minutes to play.
And just again, the way this game started with BYU up 10-0 after the first quarter. They got whatever they wanted offensively against Boise State. Then it started to rain, and BYU started to turn the ball over. 3 lost fumbles in this game. So be a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. 2 timeouts remaining for BYU. Last time BYU lost 3 fumbles was against Boise State in 2018 and lost that game. This has become a rivalry. They've met every year since 2012. Here are the 3 turnovers from today. Algier, that was the first lost fumble all season. Then on the next play, a kickoff, Katoa fumbled it. Then it looked like he was going to score, and Katoa fumbled it again. And then on 4th down, they went for it near midfield, didn't get it. That was at the end of the second quarter. It led to 3 more points for Boise State. Then a failed 4th down inside the 10. They eventually converted when they got back down there the next time inside the 10. And here's a deep ball into double coverage for Romney, overthrown. Boise State bounced back after that conversion by BYU to get the 3 points, and that's how we got to 26-17.
Turnovers will absolutely kill you. And coming into this game, BYU is one of the absolute best at turnover margin in all the country, and it's gone against them here so far today. -3 in that department this afternoon. Biggest reason why they find themselves down 9 late.
And if you're BYU, I mean, at this point, you have to get some sort of score and then recover an onside kick. So whether it's 3 or 7, you need something here. And they're taking shots downfield, although it was covered, so they dump it off here to Algier. He steps out of bounds and maybe stepped out short. Let's see. Very close to what? Nope, they're going to give him the first down at the 35.
Jaron Hall has got to operate quickly. We saw in the previous possession this BYU offense was able to strike fast. Some shots down the field. Gunnar Romney, an excellent downfield threat, as well as Puka Nacua.
Hall rolling to his left, flips it downfield, caught in Boise State territory by Pau'u. So first down, the clock will stop as they reset the chains after a 19-yard gain.
Nice throw on the move by Jaron Hall.
2:45 and counting. Hall looking, and that one's caught at the 30. Romney trying to get out of bounds, does. Stopping the clock with 2:39 to go. So they are in field goal range now. Be interesting to see how BYU handles this with 2:39 to go. Timeout called by Boise State. Talk things over defensively. So let's talk a little strategy here. If you're Kalani Sitake, 2:32 to go. Again, you need 2 scores. You're going to have to score here, whether it's a field goal or touchdown, and get the ball back via onside kick. So How do you handle this next?
How well do you trust your kicker?
Plays?
I think that's the real question.
Yeah.
At what point do you feel completely confident that he's going to be able to make this kick? I think that's where it starts in your mind.
Okay.
If you're Kalani Sitake, I don't think that you pull the rug out from underneath your quarterback this quickly. Give him a couple other opportunities to move this football down the field. He's throwing it really well here in the second half, and he's got receivers outside that can go up and make plays. So I think you continue to do what you do. If that clock continues to churn away, then you obviously have to make a thought and think about kicking a field goal. But that's premature for me at this point.
Yeah, it's about 47 yards from here, so certainly not a given, certainly from a college kicker. Luke, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I talked to Coach about that actually in pregame, and he said if it's a soggy surface, he goes, we want to be close. I don't feel good about it if the ball's placed around the 35 or 36-yard line. So they prefer to kick it in closer.
Hall will throw it here. And tried to hit Algier. It was behind him. 2nd and 10.
Probably better if he was going to catch that inbounds. He just went ahead and that ball goes incomplete, stopping the clock.
I mean, here's the other thing, guys, is based on where you are in the game with the clock, that if you score quickly, you may not have to recover the onside kick.
Right. 2 timeouts and the opportunity to get a stop and get the football back. No question.
Play action. Hall in trouble. Gets out of the pocket. And now throws it downfield. Incomplete. Threw it out of bounds. There's a flag down. Might have been some holding going on there.
Holding, number 66, offense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. Play second down.
Now you're out of field goal range. That was James Empey, the captain. So now you got to run something here to get back into field goal range.
That's the 10th penalty from BYU. It's kind of one of our big storylines coming in, as how this team doesn't beat themselves. 3 turnovers, 10 penalties.
First double-digit penalty game of the year for them.
And their own worst enemy at times today.
Chesney is in the game at running back. Hall rolling out, looking, waiting, fires a deep ball into the end zone, and it is almost caught. It was initially looking like it was going to get picked off by Tyreek Jones. Keanu Hill had a chance at it, couldn't bring it in. 3rd and 20.
Well, jockeying for position there by Keanu Hill, tries to fight back inside, gets his hands on it, unable to bring it in.
So now, guys, 3rd and 20. Again, you got to think you're running something to get you back to a position where your kicker at least has a shot. Jake Oldroyd's long is 49 yards. He was a Groza Award finalist last year. He's made a 54-yarder twice. Hall in trouble, being chased. Gets out of there, looking, floating it downfield into traffic, picked off, intercepted by Kaniho, and that's going to do it. Just didn't understand with the leg of your kicker why you wouldn't at least try to give him a shot. But instead, they turn it over for the 4th time, and Boise State is going to win here in Provo.
Man, Kaniho been all over the field this afternoon, and Jaron Hall was doing everything he could to buy himself some time. Left that ball up in the air for a long time, put a lot of air underneath that, and an outstanding job by Kaniho to come in, high point that football, and get the 4th takeaway for this Boise State defense. Big time play flying in there and getting that interception.
You guys have brought up the play calling. Look, a lot of times, if the play works, you're not questioning the play calling. We only question when it doesn't work. But it was a little interesting why all those throws down the field there, where if you get back to the 39, you at least give your kicker a shot. Oldroyd has 2 54-yard made field goals in his career. And again, a lot would have had to happen. You got to make that, then you got to get a stop or get the onside kick. So it's understandable that they were trying to get the touchdown there as they use a timeout, leaving them with 1.
Definitely felt like Jaron Hall was trying to take too many shots all the way down the field in the end zone. They still had more time left on the clock. I don't think from the 29, though. I don't know if you're ready to go ahead and line up and kick a field goal at that point. And then obviously the holding came in and threw them off schedule, and it just kind of felt like Jaron Hall panicked a little bit. Instead of getting that yardage back to get yourself back in field goal range, he was trying to go too far down the field.
How about Boise State with all the injuries today? They lost 2 corners, and then another corner got hurt later in the game. Their starting running back didn't play.
Lost their safety.
Yeah, J.L. Skinner got ejected for targeting. And now Van Buren, he's been banged up a couple times. We've barely seen Cyrus Habibi-Likio here in the second half. He looked like he got shaken up in the first half. Yet they're up 9 against a top 10 team on the road with less than 2 minutes to go.
It's a gutsy win. It's a gutsy effort that we've seen here from Boise State. Got to give Andy Avalos, his coaching staff, a ton of credit. 2-3, below the standard, had a great week of practice, and they came to Provo ready to play.
Oh, hot snap that time, but Bachmeier got it down and hands it off to Crow, fighting for the first down. I think he got it at the 21.
Nice physical piece of running there to fight for that first down by Tyler Crow. Hank Bachmeier likes what he's seeing.
That offensive line that was maligned that we talked about, could it protect Hank Bachmeier? Could they finally run the ball after averaging 75 yards per game on the ground coming in? They have doubled that. They're at 153 today. So that offensive line deserves a ton of credit for the way it's not only been able to move BYU off the ball, but also protect Hank Bachmeier.
No question. Really the story of a bulk of this game. It was such a problem coming in. I mean, Tom and I were watching the film, and just the discussions we had, we were shocked at what we saw. I told you guys, whenever I popped in the tape, this wasn't Boise State football. Their inability to establish the line of scrimmage and run the football, and then on the other side, giving up over 190 yards a game coming into this ball game. They stepped up on both sides of the line of scrimmage, played more of a Boise State Bronco brand of football that we've grown accustomed to seeing over the last 2 decades. And a statement victory for Andy Avalos, first-year coach, one of the greatest players in the history of the program, one of the best linebackers to ever put on the uniform. You know, this season did not start the way that they wanted. Did not start the way that anybody had anticipated. But to come in here, knock off a top 10 team, that's when you really get everyone to completely buy into what you're selling. And this right here could be a launch point for the Andy Avalos era at Boise State.
So BYU is knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten and the teams outside the Power 5 that have any hope of even making the college football playoff committee give them consideration. Cincinnati, ranked 5th, won last night, has the victory over Notre Dame. Any of these other teams, other than, I mean, Notre Dame, I guess, a one-loss Notre Dame team. See any of these other teams, or is it just going to be Cincinnati?
Personally, I think it's Cincinnati.
Bust.
I don't think Coastal Carolina has the games left on their resume. I mean, SMU is a team to keep an eye on, but I just, even though that they're able to get a nice win over TCU, you know, for me, Cincinnati's been building to this point, right? We saw them last year, what they're able to do throughout the regular season, then push Georgia to the brink. So I think that though it should only matter what happens this year, I think that's kind of baked in to how everybody feels about this Cincinnati Bearcat program. I don't think anybody else that we just showed on that list can climb their way up and truly get into the college football playoff discussion.
An enormous win for Boise State. Certainly Andy Avalos, after taking over the job, knowing the expectations to this program, having been a player here, an assistant here, and they walk into Provo, get down 10-0 early in the game, and come back to beat BYU. No top 10 team is safe in college football in 2021. First road win over a top 10 school in 20 years for the Broncos.
That win 20 years ago, a game that Andy Avalos was a player as they knocked off Fresno State. That was the first year, the Dan Hawkins era, and everybody around the program says that win is what launched what we've seen from Boise State over the last 20 years. Huge, huge victory for this staff.
All right, and Lugs is standing by with Coach Avalos.
Well, Coach, it hasn't been the start to the season that you would have liked to have had, but you felt confident coming into this one. How would you assess the performance and the guts and grit of your football team today?
Well, it's taken us going through what we've gone through this season to realize what we need to do week in and week out every single day to be able to come out and play 4 quarters of our best football. And we can't say how much we love our guys for how they fought back this week, for our coaches did, how they stayed the course, and how they stayed together. It's a pretty special feeling right now.
Yeah, this football team's taking criticism that they haven't often had to deal with before. When you come into a matchup like this, did you change anything throughout the week when you knew you were coming on the road against a top 10 team?
There's certain things we got to get better at. That's obvious. We're a growing team, and we're going to continue to grow. And we're not going to stop here. We're going to celebrate this tonight, but we got a lot of work that we need to keep doing, and we're going to keep doing that, and our players want to do it.
Great, Coach. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Final score, Boise State 26, number 10, BYU 17.
What a response from this Boise State football team, and it goes to show when you turn the football over, it's tough to win games. BYU turned it over 4 times, and Boise State knocks off another top 10 team.
Don't forget Michigan and Nebraska tonight on ABC. For Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, this is Dave Pasch saying so long from Provo, Utah. Now let's send you to the studio and Kevin Negandhi.